A man is taking his brother to small claims court, his brother-in-law to small claims court after his brother-in-law thought that it would be a hilarious idea to pour super glue into his belly button while he was asleep. It is hilarious.
I love it.
He was sober.
I want to hang out with this guy.
He was sober, by the way.
Even better. What an awesome guy.
And the man is saying he feels like he had no other choice to take his brother-in-law to small claims court because when he woke up, he had partially dried super glue in his belly button and his finger was like kind of stuck to it. I guess maybe when he was sleeping it. I don't know.
Playing with his belly button?
Yeah. He said that the glue adhered to my skin, and when we attempted to peel it off, it caused tearing around the edges. And so then he had to go to the emergency room, and he was left with a medical bill of $2,253.
Ooh, and well, the emergency room right away, boom. Depending on your
yes.
insurance, that's not good.
100%. He said that everybody in his family is very upset, but he had no choice.
That's the worst, too, when you're like doing a prank and maybe you don't think it through, or say a joke that you don't really think through, and your intention was just to be funny, and it goes horribly wrong. And everyone's looking like, how could you do that? You're like, no, it was... If you knew my heart, it was supposed to...
Yeah, it's all about intention, but I see that, yeah.
It is also the problem here, and the reason we have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, joining us is because the brother-in-law is refusing to pay the medical bills.
I can't afford it.
So he took the guy to the small claims court, or is he taking him?
He's going to take him, is my understanding, yeah. He's not paying it.
Good morning, Lisa. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I have such a visual. I posted a photo of what I think this guy's belly button looks like on my social media.
I think you got it pretty accurately.
I think I did, right? It's a big, deep, hairy, fat belly button, right?
I feel attacked.
Right. So what happened was, I'm reading between the lines all over the place on this. I just got so into this, went down a rabbit hole, read 50 million stories about this. And this thing's all over the place. So the dude the dude with the victim here with the glue, he was drunk. He had several drinks, is how he described it, and he fell asleep, quote unquote, fell asleep in a hammock with his shirt off. And the brother-in-law who was the gluer, he was sober. He doesn't drink, and so I'm reading some stuff between the lines here about maybe this is like an Otis prank, like you're such a drunk, because people do things to drunks, when they're passed out. It's very common that they get pranked. They write on them with Sharpies and they, all kinds of stuff. And so I think there's a little subtext about maybe the little judgment about him passing out in the hammock. But there's an angle here that I don't know if they've thought about, which is I could never figure out whose house it was at. I think it was at the gluer's house where the party took place. If he has homeowner's insurance, they may cover this, and this could put the whole thing to bed unless he's just refusing that angle as well. Because a lot of homeowners insurance policies will, for the liability portion, they will have an intentional act exclusion, but they'll have med pay. And med pay is basically no questions asked, anybody that gets hurt on your property, regardless of fault and regardless of intention. And so for that, he may have the money to at least pay this guy's deductible, because the guy, the gluee, he has $1,000 deductible on his health insurance, so he really doesn't have to come up with the full $2,300 or whatever. He just really is going to be out of pocket $1,000, which he probably could get from that med pay. So if they would do that, they could make up and everything could be okay, and they wouldn't have to go to court.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And do you see most of the time when people don't pay in a family situation, is it because they probably can't afford it, or is it more principle?
Well, so what? So when I went down the deep, I got all on Reddit about this. I mean, I've read all these comments about it. So because it's so interesting, right? It's caused this big rift in the family, and so everybody's ganging up on the guy in the hammock and saying, "You've overreacted. This was silly. It was just a little prank. You weren't really that hurt." And he said that he was afraid because he had gallbladder surgery and he still had these kind of fresh scars or whatever near his belly button. And so he said that's why he was afraid to just pull the glue out, which I don't know. I mean, and the guy's drunk, right, when he's making these decisions. So I don't know if he overreacted or not, because they were saying, look, you could have avoided going to the hospital. And his wife is even not on his side. Like
That's a powerful relationship.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, it was really interesting. I was so into this. My 16-year-old son at breakfast this morning, I asked him what he thought about it, and he was like, I don't think he should sue him. He said, but I think the brother-in-law should pay his deductible.
Yeah.
Which I thought,
there you go.
that's smart. That's smart.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
I think the over the line part is the fact that it's super glue.
Right.
You know, if it was anything else in there, but super glue.
You probably think he's going to rip his skin off. But,
can you,
but also it's stupid.
If you're, because this was a in-law, brother-in-law type thing. But if you're like brother and sister or family member, mom or dad, and they did this, could you sue an immediate family member and actually win? Or is that not possible?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and so anyone who does this kind of behavior is going to be guilty of a civil, it's a civil assault and battery. Basically, it's a civil assault, and it's all been consolidated under assault in most jurisdictions. And so, it's basically any time you do something to another person, it's an intentional, unwanted touching that's either harmful or offensive. Then you're guilty of an assault. And it actually comes up a lot in pranks that have gone wrong. And so if this guy takes his brother-in-law's small claims, he's going to win. But it's just causing a huge problem in the family.
Yeah,
I bet
embarrassing.
So. And just so you think so he could recover depending on the insurance and all that stuff, but it's going to cause a mess. Just for fun, since we have you on the phone, official attorney Lisa Lanier, there's a man who's been arrested for the second time in under a year for trying to have sexy time with his seat on a train. And it's like, can we not, is there not freedom in this country? I mean, come on.
I don't know. Is it J.D. Vance by chance? He tried to sleep with the couch or no?
Mark it down.
That was Katie.
That was a forced one.
That was 100% Katie.
It was not forced. I've been holding on to it all damn day.
What, is there some story about him having sex on the couch?
Are you being serious? You hadn't heard that?
No, I have not heard that.
Okay.
Are you an OccupyDemocrat.com?
No.
Okay.
Lisa, you've heard that, right?
Say that again.
About J.D. Vance having sexy time with the couch?
I have heard that rumor. Yes.
Yes.
I've heard that rumor.
See, she gets it.
But when you're a kid going through puberty, maybe it's
was this recently?
Okay. Do you guys know? Let me ask you this, because I was this many years old when I found this out. Do you know what a fleshlight is?
Yes.
Oh, yes, we do.
Okay, I had no idea what that was. I had no idea.
We
I
go
learned
in
that.
every closet here at work. In case of emergency, break glass. Yeah.
I had no idea. I was playing this game, like a Cards Against Humanity type game, on something different. And that was one of the words, and I was like, what the heck is that? My kid tells me. My 16-year-old tells me.
Oh, my God.
She's like, Mom,
Like,
come on.
Mom.
You gotta, and I really learned about it when one of my friends, he was a manager at a movie theater, and he was cleaning up one night. He went to the projector room.
Oh, yeah, that's
and he
right.
he found what he thought was a flashlight at first, and he picked it up, and he's like, and he dropped it on the ground. It's a flashlight, and he had to email the staff. Did anyone leave a personal item in the projector room number 3?
Did anybody claim
He
it?
said no one claimed it, and he knew who it
I'm
was.
sure.
He knew it was.
So he took it home from his own personal use?
He's washed it out, put it in the dishwasher.
Dishwasher and then move on.
I have to burn my hands off.
So we only brought up the story because it's stupid, but obviously you can't.
No, but it's also it actually kind of highlights a problem that I think we have all over the country, which is this guy he's significantly mentally ill. He has schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and a drug problem. And this isn't the first time this has happened. He had actually been banned from riding that train because he had previously performed lewd acts on a seat and on the train, and he exposed himself to women in the train station. And he actually has a conviction of a child sex offense in his background. So, I mean, he's got major problems. And the problem is that these charges, they're often like a misdemeanor lewdness charge, that they don't really get him locked up. They also don't get him any help. And he just and he continues. I read some reports that sound like maybe he might be experiencing homelessness as well. I mean, what he really needs is mental health treatment. It sounds like he's unmedicated. And there's no telling, what he's going to do next. I mean, because he's on a roll here with the train station. He's now banned for life.
Yeah,
it's really sad. So I mean, it's really a lot of people that you see on the street, and maybe they're experiencing homelessness, and maybe they're not. Some people who are experiencing homelessness are absolutely just going through a bad time. But when you see somebody that's really doing something out of the ordinary like this, 9 times and very impaired a lot of times too. 9 times out of 10, they have an unmedicated, untreated mental illness, And there's just a real crisis about that. And so that's
Yes,
what's
for
going
sure.
on here. It is really sad.
That's
but,
why I don't normally read past the headline, because then I don't want to.
Right.
Like, oh, the
You don't want
headline's
the
funny.
bummer part.
And then you read the,
You don't want
you're
the
like,
bummer part.
like,
Yeah.
oh, the reality. Like,
Let's talk about that belly button some more. Let's talk about the big
Let's
Yeah,
go back to that
that
story. Strike this from the record. All right.
Right.
Official attorney, you're great. Lisa Lanier, if ever injured on the job, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com. I just wanted to play this.
Oh man.
Anyway.
And he is.
But yeah.
Riding that train. Let's go.
But now he's banned.
Yeah.